Ladies and gentlemen, the race to the 2023 postseason is on, but it looks like the NFC has more or less sorted itself out as opposed to the AFC where there's a decent amount of chaos over there. Now, with that being said, allow me to introduce the whiteboard. I'm going to be using this in future content and all that other stuff, which I'm excited. This is actually a gift, so I'm very appreciative of it to use it in further channel videos and stuff like that, so I can help illustrate my points way more eloquently than I have done before. So with that being said, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell, and support the channel further by hitting the join button, becoming a channel member today. That'd be awesome. So today we're going to be talking about the 2023 race to the postseason, and with it, who I think has made their case known as a lock to get into the postseason. So we're going to go through some of these teams and some trends that I've been noticing that you guys should keep in mind coming to pick who's coming out of this mess right here. Not just like who's making the postseason, but who could come out and represent the NFC. So to start things off, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that they are a lock to make the postseason. Look, they are the best team in football right now. There's no question about it. In fact, arguably they are a Super Bowl favorite and should be. Respectfully so. They are a team that has really no weakness other than their run game. And unless that they do some stupid shit, they're probably going to represent the NFC. And I'm not just saying that for the sake of being defeatist. It's just that that is the truth. You know, the Eagles are really damn good this year. But we'll see what happens. There's still plenty of football to go. And it's not like they are in the position that their rival Dallas was last season, right? With Dallas, they had the division. It was kind of similar to Minnesota's position, right? The division was complete trash, and really Dallas was given the division on a silver platter, which, speaking of Minnesota, they're a lock too because of the NFC South being trash, or the NFC North being trash, right? So those are two real big locks right there, and it's mainly because they have the best records in football. Now with Minnesota, it's a really different conversation because they have a ton of one-score games that went their way, number one. But number two, if you really think about it, those two losses you see right there are from Dallas and Philadelphia. And what's scary, Dallas beat the crap out of them at home. So that's really interesting. Now, for San Francisco, they just lost Jimmy Garoppolo, but I do believe they have a good enough roster to catch them in a situation where they're going to get over the finish line. So I think that they're a lock to make the postseason as well, and as well as Tampa Bay. I think the reason why Tampa Bay is a lock is because Atlanta's 5-8. They're the closest team there. I don't think they're going to catch up. That's the only reason I have them here. You know, these teams right here are the only teams with 5 wins in the entire conference. So with that being said, I think Tampa Bay's a lock at this point. They don't have as many losses, and oh well. I mean, that's pretty much where the cookie crumbles. Dallas, I think they punched their ticket just recently. I think that them beating the Colts up, I think that the schedule favors them. You should see Dallas mound a couple wins in this next stretch of two. You know, they should get 10, 11 wins, however many in the next couple of games, and they'll punch their ticket soon. They are the best wild card team. Arguably, they are the second best team in the conference to some. Some have made arguments that they are the best. I think they're the second best. Arguably third, depending on how San Francisco looks. But with that being said, that's what I currently have under lock. The reason why I don't have the Giants as a lock, it's because they had to play Philadelphia. They got to play Washington again. And I just don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't know what's going to happen between these three teams. Because Seattle can leapfrog into the third seed because they still play San Francisco. And who knows what happens. You know, these teams, I believe San Francisco has to actually play Tampa Bay, so that's going to be a huge game there. You know, but if San Francisco starts slipping, we could see a thing where Tampa Bay actually catches the third seed, which, you know, is going to change the complexion of how this postseason looks. So I would say that you could see a situation to where San Francisco and Tampa Bay swap places because those teams play each other. I don't know about Washington, Seattle, or New York, but so far I think these 5 teams have punched their ticket to the postseason. I would say that if San Francisco had lost and they were 7-5, I would be like, no, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. But I don't know, guys. So with that being said, right, let's just say that these standings hold. Okay, let's say that it's from Philly to Seattle. That's it. That's the postseason. Here are some interesting trends that you want to keep in mind as we move into the postseason. In the wild card round, the 2 seed is currently undefeated versus the 7th. You've only had 2 matches since 2020, right? Technically 2021 because this is going to be the 2023 postseason. I don't really care. Fact of the matter is that the number 2 seed has beaten the 7th seed twice. And, this could end up changing, all right? We could see a lot more wild card teams actually make it to the Super Bowl because of the fact that they relegated the 2 seed down to the Super Wild Card weekend. Next, we move to 3 versus 6. This is interesting. There's a 5-game losing streak for the 3rd seed. Currently, it's a 1-5 advantage to the 6th seed because of the fact that the last 3rd seed to win is crazy. It's the 2016-2017 Seattle Seahawks. That could change this year. Who knows? Because I don't know who's going to be number 6, but that's just something to keep in mind. Finally, 4 versus 5. You want to know something crazy? The last 2 Super Bowl titles that have come out of the NFC have been a 4 and a 5 seed. Keep that in mind. Next, we move to the divisional round. There have only been 2 instances for the 1st seed them losing, and 2 instances for the 2 seed losing. Now, for the number 1 seed, you had 2 instances. You had San Francisco win, and that's supposed to be Green Bay, not Dallas. So I'll go ahead and fix that real quick. Just so you guys can see that big blemish right there for Dallas, which didn't do the job in 2016-2017. Then 2 versus the lower seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Rams were the more recent teams that come from this bracket right here to knock off the 2 seed. Okay? And then you get to Championship Sunday. You had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Rams become the 2 blemishes right here for the higher seed. Okay? And then this is key because we do have an MVP contender in Jalen Hurts, Matt Ryan, and Aaron Rodgers times 2. There's only been 1 time that the MVP made it to the Super Bowl, and that was Matt Ryan. Other times, Aaron Rodgers won, lost in the conference championship, and lost in the divisional round. So this is also important because this is a trend that I'm going to be using to pick who I think is going to make it. Oh, Space Cowboy, that's stupid. Give the Eagles props or give whoever else props. It doesn't matter. That's just how the NFL is. The NFL is a league where trends do matter. That's why I have this information here. So if I'm kind of looking at this, I'm saying to myself, okay, there's a high likelihood that between this matchup, Dallas most likely wins because they're the better team. But again, you have the situation where Tom Brady has not lost to the Dallas Cowboys. So this is why it's very contentious to pick a 4 versus 5. Then 3 versus 6, this could change because, last year Dallas was a damn good team. And realistically, you could have seen the Rams at this spot. And they could have been playing the San Francisco they would have been playing the I think they would have been playing the Saints or something. I think I don't remember. I don't really care. We're all about 2022 now. But these trends are going to be mattering as we get closer and closer. And for Philly, right? If I'm looking at the situation where I'm at right now, I'm kind of saying to myself, okay, if Philly starts losing games, which I don't think they will. I think that Philly's going to be just fine. I think they might lose the game to Dallas just because I think Dallas is going to need the game more than Philly will because, look, Philly's got to play the Giants and the Bears next, and then Dallas has to play the Texans and the Jags. If we kind of look at that in a vacuum, you could be seeing Dallas come in at 11-3 and Philly come in at 13-1. You could have a situation where if that 3rd seed loses, there's an opportunity for 5-1 to be there. So that's kind of where we're at with this. So I do hope you guys take that information well. I think that is where you're looking at it with this postseason. And with that being said, I do hope you enjoyed this video with the introduction to the whiteboard. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys.